Hey, how's it going? I think having children is really natural and it really makes you in touch with your ancestors because I've recently had a first child with my wife, and it makes you really evaluate your priorities in terms of realizing that the necessity of status and money isn't really that important in terms of community and health and hobbies. Community, health, and hobbies. That's what you really want. You need to focus on that because when you have community, you have people who can help you when you're at work and your wife's breastfeeding and she's sleep deprived and exhausted and you need some help to support her and the baby while you're providing and protecting. And money doesn't really help. You can't, I mean, you can buy a nanny, you can buy a surrogate family member to help, but it's not the same because a nanny, they don't have share any blood. They're just there for profit, and they're never going to have the same connection. And obviously, a family member, they're going to be there for decades to come. So they're going to see the development, and they've got a vested interest in the child reach their full potential because they want to hang out with them when they're adults. And it's like, it makes me realize how it all goes together, you know? Like, I'm 33, my wife's 29. Just had her first child, and I realized as well, like, it makes sense to have it in your late teens, early 20s, because you can handle sleep deprivation then for the first month when they're newborns and they need regular feeding during the night. Because when you're pushing 30, it's more difficult, a lot more difficult, and it doesn't really help to have much extra money or education or intellect. I mean, actually, overthinking is the worst enemy. The more you think, the more you overanalyze is seen to be detrimental as a parent. So to summarize, when you have a child, you totally reevaluate what's important and what skills you need to refine and tune. And they are community, health, and hobbies, because you want to be as strongest and healthiest and clear as possible so you can problem solve and be there and be present. So you can build a strong connection with your child, even just eye contact with your infant child. I swear we're building connection, and I hope maybe in her subconscious mind she'll appreciate the love I try to put into the connection we have together when she's grown. And so I think it's a big trap. Like these Pantene Pro-V commercials advertise that women, that their life's all about shoulder pads, shoulder pads, shoulder pads, power, 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 status, 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 fiat, 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 credit card, credit card, credit card. And it's like, who gives a shit about a $5,000 pair of shoes and $2,000 pink puffy jacket with shoulder pads and $3,000 shoes and expensive Colombian, refined cocaine and like plastic Mercedes in a $250,000 and like this high-rise apartment is empty and there's like Uber Eats delivered by some guy that has a chip on the way and licks your pizza. It's like all those things don't really mean anything, and I think there's a huge agenda to discourage people, educated people, from having children because it shows you what life's all about, and it totally makes you a anti-materialist, and makes you really want to have a strong community and not just have friends who are like really fun to pick up chicks and start fights and do burnouts and cause havoc and drama, because they're not really necessary. All you need is people who are have a pool, people have a backyard, people have children, people who have turnips, people who have orange juice, people who have time, people who have love, people who have empathy, people who have care, people who want to help, people who are in the present. They're not just constantly looking for the next stimulation. They're not just like, oh, what's my next fix? What's my next dopamine hit? Going to the shops, buying something. It's like, well, you really want to have friends or family who can just be, just take a deep breath and just enjoy the little things.